Okay, so we have two NHL trades. I'm actually recording this a few minutes after both of them went down because I was playing a Hut Champs game, I was up 9-1, and the guy didn't quit. But today we're talking about two trades made between the Boston Bruins and the Ottawa Senators, and another trade made between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Calgary Flames. The first one that went down was Boston and Ottawa. The trade goes as follows. The Bruins are acquiring defenseman Mike Reilly from the Sens in exchange for a third-round pick. Now, Reilly is an interesting pickup because he's not really a big-name Mattias Ekholm, David Savard kind of guy. He's just a guy who's here, he's 27 years old, he's got 19 points in 40 games played, so literally half a point a game on the Ottawa Senators of all teams, and his underlying data is very positive. Mike Reilly is one of those depth, kind of in the shadows, you don't really know he's really all too good until you actually watch him kind of depth defenseman, and the Boston Bruins are acquiring him and his $1.5 million cap hit until the end of this season for a third-round pick. So it's not really all too much, and in fact, it's kind of funny because the Boston Bruins earlier today got absolutely blown out by the Washington Capitals 8-1, and it's almost like Don Sweeney saw the defensive play of that game and was like, oh, I need to make a trade for a defenseman. Okay, let's call up Pierre Dorian and see what he's got in store. So it's a really minor trade, nothing really too big about this, but of course we've always known that the Bruins were in a position where they were interested in getting a defenseman. They've been in all the rumors for everybody, Taylor Hall, Mattias Ekholm, all these players, forwards and defense, but even spanning back to the beginning of this season, we all had the rumors, oh, Torrey Krug is gone, oh, Chara is gone. Who is going to be that replacement? Obviously, they're doing pretty okay as they are in a playoff spot right now, but of course, they are in that fourth spot, and the Rangers are 4 points back. Granted, the Bruins have 2 games in hand, so they have themselves a comfortable padded lead over there, but, you know, anything can happen. So, trying to bolster up your blue line with a nice addition like Mike Reilly certainly isn't a bad thing. However, the next trade we have is a big one as well between two Canadian teams. The Toronto Maple Leafs have acquired David Rittich from Calgary in exchange for a 2022 third-round pick. And the Flames are retaining 50% of David Rittich's salary, so that cap hit is significantly reduced. David Rittich, of course, he was the guy behind Jacob Markstrom for the majority of this season, but with the way the Flames season has gone down, with the fact that they hadn't passed Vancouver in the standings for 2 weeks while Vancouver was out, they've really just found a way to crap the bed, and David Rittich and his, what is going to be now, a $1.375 million AAV is going over to Toronto, because of course the normal amount is 2.7 something, so 50% retained, you get yourselves the 1.375. Rittich is a guy who comes over here and he adds extra depth. We know how good Jack Campbell has been. That guy has been breaking records over and over again. With Freddie Anderson still out and in a position where we don't really know when exactly it is he's going to be able to come back, it's never a bad thing, adding more depth, especially from a Canadian rival like the Calgary Flames. This is interesting because the quarantine and all that, assuming David Rittich is going to come over here straight to Toronto, I'm not too sure what exactly the implications are going to be. Now, the Flames actually do play the Leafs on Tuesday, but the problem is Tuesday is past the trade deadline. So, if you say, oh, what if the trade happens on Tuesday? There's no quarantine at all. The Flames would be in Toronto. David Rittich can just walk across the aisle into the next locker room and he'd be good. But now, because he's a property of the Toronto Maple Leafs, we'll see how exactly he is going to go over to Toronto. I'm not too sure he's going to be allowed to actually join the Calgary Flames on their flight to Toronto, or if he'll have to go there via separate measures. But it is interesting just taking a look at the entire quarantine aspect of it, because that has been the biggest obstacle, or one of the biggest obstacles, in this 2021 trading environment. So those are two trades over here that we've talked about. Mike Reilly from the Senators to the Bruins for a third-round pick, and David Rittich from the Calgary Flames to the Toronto Maple Leafs, 50% salary retained, also for a third-round pick. Let me know in the comments what you think about these moves. Obviously, they're both minor deals. That's kind of why I combined them here. Also, because of the fact that they happened within the span of like a few minutes of each other. Again, I was playing Hut Champs, so I didn't really have a chance to record a video right away, so it gave me some leeway to actually process both of these moves. So the Bruins, they're getting a little bit better here. The Leafs, never a bad thing to add some goaltending depth in a year where your goaltending has been questionable. So talk to me in the comments what you think. I hope you enjoyed this British Rose 99, and bye.